Alright, homies and homettes, welcome to my new build. Today we will be talking about one button spear build with Stormlands. As you can see in my skill bar, this is the fully juiced map I found, fully delirious, 21% for more monster packs, and also 77% more life, which ends up being more because I am running explicits in the Atlas tree for better loot, but it makes these affixes or map mods even stronger. So I believe it was like 90% more life on the monsters with Breach, with the boss, but you will see it will be an absolute breeze. And in this setup, I've been trying Salvo support gem on a Stormlands, and there is also very interesting mechanic interaction with the skill. I've left full chapters down below that you can check out, like specific chapters, like topics you're mainly interested about. But overall, like, I don't know, spear builds and everything, and there are a few things that will get 100% nerfed. Now, this build also runs no spirit, and we are not running low life headpiece, right? I know some people have pointed out that making builds without low life headpiece is impossible. No, nothing exists. Everything is the same, but I try to do the absolute opposite. And then I'll also show you 2-button kill. All right, so let me explain, actually clarify. It's 1-button build, but for bosses, it's 2 buttons. Excuse me. But if you want to go really hard on the bosses, you can run 3 buttons, but I will explain it more. Running Blood Mage, I tried to run the bleed that scales from elemental damage, but that one is not worth at all, because you would have to use either a bleed ability or have bleed chance. Not worth. So we took something else, but let me fast forward a little bit until the boss. Very good map overall, Grimhaven. A big fan of this one. I hope this would be appear more often. We are also super tanky. You can see my life is pretty insane, 4,500, which gets doubled because of life remnants from the Ascendancy. So I am sitting over 9,000 life in mapping, so extremely tanky. And of course, that life, we are stacking life to scale crit damage from that through Ascendancy again. We get like over 100% crit damage from the Ascendancy alone. My Stormlands on the bossing weapon set is 900% crit damage, which is ridiculous. On top of all the crit, like having guaranteed crit, I mean 100%. But I believe we got Breach here, and then we got boss. Even Breach, super easy. Salvo makes it so it flies in random directions. Most of the times, though, it's around your character. So there's also a funny thing, like, the Stormlands has 3 maximum spears as a cap to be you can have on the ground. But if you have Salvo, all 3 stacks, you can have 4 spears on the ground. And for some reason that makes them detonate on bosses for some weird reason, which should not be happening. You can also detonate Stormlands. That's like a 4th function or 3rd function with a detonator skill like Thunderous Sleep to, well, detonate, make it explode, right? And then they would disappear. I tried on the boss. I do have Thunderous Sleep in my skills, but I'm not really using it. It's just there as an option to show you that you can use it if you want to. But yeah, with Thunderous Sleep, if you put down 3 storm lances, you can detonate them. But I tried it on a boss, and it's not worth it. It just takes too long to my liking, I think. But overall, big fan of snacking skill speed, attack speed for this build. So we are fast with throwing them down. Movement speed could probably be a bit improved with sockets, but my resistances on the gear aren't the best, so I had to socket the resistances. I believe Lightning Rest mainly. I believe we got a boss very soon here after this. I did swap to my weapon set 1. So again, you can see here on the map. Let me roll it back a little bit. The increased life is way more than expected. Can I see it right there? 104% more life on the monsters in this map. After all, that is pretty crazy. You will see this boss will have, I think, 9 million life. It will be easy, right? This is me equipping the 2nd button for this build for the boss. But I will show you after on Xesht the detonation on the boss, which is pretty interesting in mechanic. So here it is. Super easy. You gotta keep track of your frenzy charges in your buff bar. If you have 2 of them, you can straight up just drop. You can see right there, it just detonated. I don't know. It should not be happening. From the description, it says it should not be happening. Maybe I'm missing something, but if I don't run Salvo, I tried running Volt instead. These spears did not detonate anywhere. on bosses or like whatever, just they didn't detonate. So it was pretty interesting. But here is a 2-button Xesht action. I did a mistake. I should, well, actually not in this video, in the other clip. So this is a 2-button showcase with only dropping down Hunter's Mark and the Frenzy Lance, Storm Lance, excuse me. Depends on the mechanics. You can just stand there and blast, but I got unlucky with the hand. But you basically just drop down Hunter's Mark. I did a bad job at that. I still need to get used to it. But yeah, just drop Hunter's Mark and then drop Lances. That's it. But I was not dropping them as often. I was trying to see the detonations, I believe. This was Xesht tier 4. This is a 3-button build. This is with a Solar Orb, which gives us rage stacks. I didn't put it down earlier for max stacks, so that was my bad. And again, got the bad hand here as a mechanic. Sometimes he doesn't even cast that, so you can just go, add it. We're also running the Chernobog shield. You can see detonations go crazy. But, and yeah, then he hides on the ground. But yeah, we have Virus in Chernobog. We are doing a lot of fire damage. That's why we have the fire exposure on Solar Orb for some big damage. And that's it. That's pretty much it. That's how it goes. 3-button build. Pretty insane. So I'll take you into the game. And as you guys know, as always, we got the full mobility explainer right here with full descriptions and details. And there is a code for Path of Building on the right side right here, which we got right here. So you can play around with configuration, with stats and whatnot, debuffs, and again, full description with the jewels and everything planned out. You know it, but as I said, let's go into the game and I'll explain some stuff. So first things, we got the skill gems. Now, Life Remnants is the Ascendancy here, which makes it so when you crit or kill a monster, it drops Life Remnants. This will double your life, so I'm almost 10,000 life. We go with Dissipate right here to get more effect on these remnants. But they will vanish 3 seconds after they spawn, which is no problem. And we got Interlude here as well for more effect. There is one more support gem that makes it so it's called Magnetism, I believe. So we have a big range area where you can suck these remnants in, but that doesn't work with this build. We have no Spirit. That support gem requires Spirit. And what it does is, if you were to equip it, it just breaks it and you don't get the benefit of these two. They just don't activate at all with that support gem, so be careful about that. On the Stormlands, this is my single target setup. We got the Deliberation for a more multiplicative damage. We don't really care about the penalty. We got the Salvo, so it shoots around you. As you can see me here, it's like number 3 here on the skill bar. You can see, I mean, this actually stacked not around me, but right on top of me. Again, right here, it's probably because it's a tight space area, but you can see 4 large spears. Meanwhile, the cap is 3. I believe, does it say somewhere? See right here? Oh, never mind. My bad. It's quality. I'll take it back. It's quality. I was living in a lie. Anyways, martial tempo for bigger attack speed, higher attack speed. We got 0.42, which is pretty crazy. But so yeah, Salvo, by the way, makes it so you just shoot out all spears at once. You don't have to do it 4 times in a row like you were supposed to without it. Overextend for big crit damage. This will have us having Daze debuff, which is more stun build up. You're most likely to get stunned with this, but since we have a lot of life pool, a big life pool, and stun threshold does scale from life, we also have stun threshold on the Chaos chest piece. You can also get stun charm. You're basically immune to stun even with this debuff. But multiplicative damage, big one, 900% crit damage right here. You can get it even more with your setup. And then we got multiplicative elemental damage. Detonation here you can see is 483,000. I forgot to show it in the last Xesht clip, but with rage stacks, this goes to 700,000. And as you could see with Salvo, it does detonate on the boss with every cast if you make it stacked up, or if you have 4 on the ground for some reason. We take those though, right? We take those. Well, the second button you saw is a Hunter's Mark, which will give us Frenzy Charge if we crit. And if we crit, we get more damage as well by a lot, like 92%, which is ridiculous. Profusion, so we have a chance to get more charges. Inspiration for the cost. Mobility for less movement speed when you cast it. Don't really need it. Arcane Tempo for faster cast speed. And then Ingenuity for lower cooldown. It's actually super low. Like it's 1.5 seconds. Super easy. Next up, we got Solar Orb. So this one is to give us a life regen and also rage regen. Got both. Strip Away. and fire exposure. So the this is reduces the fire resistance on the target. You have more effect of it with strip away, the double font here, and then persistence to last longer. It goes for about 14 seconds, which is amazing. And last one is Thunder Asleep. You can use that, you don't have to. I don't use it personally, but we get Aftershock, so it procs, twice in a row in one use. You have a chance to do that. I mean, this is actually great for a life regen. As you can see, I have nothing here, but if I do Thunderous Leap, I'm at 234. And if you go with Orb, 328, it's actually pretty solid without having any points in life regen. Shock and Leap to apply shock on the ground if you crit with it, and we have 100% crit, so we always do that. And then we get Rage to generate Rage if you want to, but really, this is not really needed. I guess if you apply Magnified Effect, you can probably like map with it. But I have a separate build with Blood Mage with Thunder Asleep in the right upper corner if you want to take a look. And also, I forgot to mention, Stormlands, you want to use Magnified Effect instead of Deliberation for mapping, because this would make you much slower. So you want to just do this for mapping. And then you also want a weapon swap right here. Which brings me to another thing, which is the passive skills. So Ascendancy here, we got the crit damage per life. We got over 100% because I got over 4,000 life, which gets doubled because of life remnants. Here we got the chance to bleed. Nothing that great. You don't really need to get it. You can also get crit chance if you don't have 100%. So I definitely recommend this one. And last point, my favorite is Grasping Wounds. I wish all melee builds had this, or life builds. Amazing for survivability. And then increase life 3%, which stacks a lot. So that's where you put. I tried Blood Barbs, doesn't do much. It's trash. Skill tree, passive tree, I mean. So we want to focus on as much crit chance, crit damage we know as we can. So first up, we got this right here. Up top, we got crit chance, crit damage here. Up top again, we got big crit chance, 50%. You also want to get as many jewels as possible because they are pretty close to the nodes we need. So down here, some more crit damage. Here, you definitely want to get the Timeless Jewel. I recommend crit damage and mana on kill. If you can get like crit chance or even like elemental damage. If this one didn't have this row and like crit chance instead, it would be much better. But yeah, you can definitely get crit chance, crit damage, mana kill. Definitely important. So big crit right here. We go down. Since we are using Chernobog, we need a lot of block chance, so we are looking for this passive right here, glancing hits on top of the glancing blows. Yes, he will take damage from blocked hits, but your block chance is juiced up, which means you're capped, and that means 75% fire damage, extra fire damage, which is wild, like wild. On top here, for weapon set 1, which is my bossing build, we want to get crit damage for big damage. Down here, we get all the passives here. These passives are great for damage and whatnot, but if you can get a From Nothing Jewel, which is literally like this one, that says allocates around Dance with Death, which is right here, you're able to save some points because you can just grab the big nodes here and save some skill points. So I would probably recommend that. But here we get some acceleration, movement speed. This one, we want to stack accuracy as well, so we get a lot of attack speed. We also want to get this. You get, since we are 100% crit hit capped, then we get a lot of accuracy, which then translates to more attack speed, like great synergy for crit builds. Here we want to get Jack of all trades. It does give a lot of damage. Or you can, if you want more stats, you can drop this side, go for the Polymathy. Up top, Glancing Blows for big damage. And here, since Jewel is close, we take this. And for weapon set 2, which is my mapping, we go for increased area of effect. Like this node is more than enough for AoE. You don't even need AoE, but I just like that little extra. That was that. For the gear, Tangle Tank, very easy access to crit with this spear, like actually amazing. I recommend the double socket, but if you cannot get double socket, you should try to get the Rage on hit, because Rage on hit corruption on spear applies to even range attacks, not only melee hits like the talisman on the gloves or the support gem Rage. So I'll be a big fan of that. Now, potential nerfs next season, next league, are definitely Tangle Tank. I think they will nerf that, but that's all good because what you can do is get yourself a Sea Glass Spear. Let me see if I can gamble it for you, because that one gives you, or has the highest critical hit chance as a base spear out of them all. And with that one, you can go all the way up to 15% crit chance, which is, well, it's slightly behind Tangle Tongue, this right here. You can see the base crit is 10%, the rest of the spears is only 5%, right? So it is doubled. So eventually this will be like best in slot. So again, no spirit, we're running Chaos hard, try to get Corrupted Life. Normally it's 1500, but you can go over 1800, so get that bad boy. And everyone is Thrill Steal for Onslaught, which is skill speed, aka attack speed and movement speed, to be faster. Chernobog for big damage, also gives a nice res. Far Chaos. Now the rings here are pretty cracked. You want to look for a triple flat damage on top of attribute and resistances. My other one is also attributes, resistances, but also has tier 1 accuracy. So this helps more, again, with the attack speed from the skill tree. I like to go with Fizz and Lightning, ideally. But Fire would go as well. Fire would go too. Amulet, we have Astramentis. This is not needed. You can run anything you want. Probably it's better to run a non-Astramentis, but I had it in my stash, never used it, so I figured might as well. But you do not need that. We don't really need that many stats, so I should probably try it without this one. Well, actually, I have only melee skills Amulet, not proc skills, and this is a projectile. I don't have that. So yeah. You wanna anoint Light Siege for the damage per block chance, which is 75% damage. There's also a second one that does the same, but we do not have access to it. On the belt, Ingenuity, you can also run Headhunter. This one is up to you, but I like the damage you get from the rings with Ingenuity. Boots, movement speed, important thing, you know, armor, life, attribute, resistances, the classic. On the gloves, you want to get flat speed, flat attack, flat damage, attack speed, resistances, good stuff as well. I should grab some of these items, man. But I'm too scared for that. Now for talismans, I like freeze, I like stun immunity, and then there's also one that gives you rage if you take fire damage. Every single second, whatever, every other map has fire, so this procs pretty often. Map mods you want to avoid? Probably nothing, man. Probably nothing. I guess elemental penetration and crit are the like two most dangerous ones for damage, but I have randos and it was no problem, so depends on your gear. So that was the gear setup. Rotation, what you want to do is you want to drop the orb to stack rage. You didn't want to go with a one cast of Stormlance because it drops all 4. You want to also do Sniper's Mark on cooldown. So basically it will be like back and forth, Hunter's Mark and Stormlance, right? Basically this, back and forth. That's it. That's it. And for mapping, you see it. For mapping, you literally press W and press right click. That's it. That's it. Because of our AoE, it doesn't matter if our spear gets along behind us, not in front of us. It doesn't matter. And I believe I covered everything. There is one more build I have in my mind with this setup, but not Stormlands, a different skill, which I saw just today. It works the same as Falling Thunder, technically, which is in my right upper corner. It's a bit easier to use though, easier access, and the damage is pretty crazy. I ran a map with the boss with it, and wow. So I'll have a build for that too. But for now, that is it. I believe you can also run, if you don't like the randomness of these spears, you know, long around you, you can run Bolt instead of Salvo, which makes it so every meter you get 3 stacks of charge, and for 3 stacks of charge you get like lightning damage. Was it 3? Oh, per 1 charge you get 5% extra lightning damage. That's ridiculous. So with 30 charges, it's 150% damage increase with the Volt. So we can run that too. I used to run that as well, but I'm a big fan of Salvo because of the detonation on the boss. That nothing beats the damage for that. But with that said, gamers and gamerettes, I live stream every day on YouTube, Twitch, and now also on Kick. Links will be in the description. If you guys could come through and help me out on Kick, it will mean a lot to me because, you know, Kick has a different approach when it comes to paying out content creators. But with that said, G's and gents, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Peace.